Well, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are so excited. We are going to be interviewing one of our upcoming speakers from the Small Business Virtual Extravaganza. We call it the SBVE for short because we know that's a very long title, but it is an enormous event that is very unique. So I'm so excited. I'm going to bring on our speaker. We're just going to have a great conversation. We're going to share with you about the event. By the way, I forgot last time I did this to tell you guys, it is October 14th and 15th is the date of the event coming up just a week from tomorrow, I think. So let me bring up to the stage. Welcome, Ellen. We're so excited to have you with us, not only live here today, but we're going to have you live on our virtual stage in about a week. So welcome.
Thank you, Blaney. I'm so happy to be here and really looking forward to next week.
Well, I'm so excited because you were actually one of the first speakers to step up and raise your hand and say, I want in. So what got you excited about the SBVE?
Well, it's pretty simple. It's that so many people are struggling right now and they look to you and what you're doing just for it's really like, can they get one nugget? Can they get one nugget? And it, there's an abundance of ability that they can pop in, see what they need to see, pick and choose, and change their business and change their life.
Absolutely. I love what you said, one nugget. That's one of my famous words. Because if you leave the event with one nugget, and that's all you need is one to make it worth the while of showing up. And our event, she mentioned, we have 25 speakers from, I think, two countries. We have the UK and the US this time. Sometimes we've had Canada in there. I don't know if we have any Canadians this time. But we have topics that cover everything for solopreneurs and small business owners, from mindset to leadership to, oh my gosh, to prospecting, to follow up, to really cool tools that you can use in your business. I mean, there's something for everybody. And that's
Yep.
what you said it. They can pick and choose what works for them, what do they need, what do they don't need. They can show up live. We've got cool prizes, guys. We're giving away a trip to Mexico. And this is amazing because the software we're using does what is called gamification automatically. So I don't need to track who's showing up, who's raising their hand, who's checking out the booths. It does it all for us. So and you can see it in real time where you are on the stats. So you can check back in and see if you need to attend a few more sessions or be a little more interactive to win that trip to Mexico. But we're here to talk about Ellen because she is going to be presenting. I think she just said she comes on right after my spot. What time is
Yep.
that on Friday?
So I'm at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, so 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday the 14th. Tell us a little bit about your presentation and what are they going to walk away from when they show up?
You know, Blaney, what was interesting at this time of year is that it gets to be about October, and either people, I'm going to say give up, but they really are like they put it in the bag and they think they're done for the rest of the year. And you couple that with the crazy economy. We just got through 2 years of trying to figure out how to work from home and not having employers able to find enough people, to mentioning recession and inflation and everything that goes along with that. So I get asked often because one of our topics is how to create your own economy. And it just seemed like the appropriate time to come in and talk about that. I love the fact that I get to follow on the heels of the Oracle of Omaha, who said in his annual conference this year is the best thing everybody can do is invest in themselves. And that's really what the topic is around, is that we have it in our control and we have the capability to change just one thing. And so I get underneath the hood. And I love the fact that I get to follow you because while I came from a long background of sales and working in the corporate world, I also understand that we get in our own way with just some habits. I'm going to give them some really easy, just simple things to do and change their business and change the way that it looks this year going into next.
It sounds like the perfect topic for the SBVE. So I also want to talk a little bit about some of the other features because I know a lot of folks that are watching right now, if you're watching us on any of the social media platforms, you've been to probably a summit, a virtual summit. And I've been to many of them. And most of the time I put it on my phone and I multitask the whole time while I'm listening and I'm not consuming the information. I'm just kind of half listening. So the AirMeet platform that we're going to be on is so unique because it's not about just listening to what Blaney has to say or Ellen has to say, which you should, by the way. It's about interacting with the speakers and the attendees. And I think of it at the time, like in the old days, right? When we would have an actual summit, I used to host one in Baltimore, and I'd fly in the speakers, and we'd have the AV, and we have the MC, right? And we have the music playing. And let's say Ellen's presenting up on the stage, and Ellen would be like, "All right, we're going to open it up for some Q&A now." And the person with the mic, the MC, walks over and says, "All right, Sally, ask your question." And you hand them the mic. Well, this platform, we can do the same thing. We can actually give them the mic. They can come on stage with you and ask you the question or pick your brain right there live versus typing it all in the chat and then you trying to decipher their question. I mean, how many times have you been on a summit when the speaker's like, can you clarify that? Can you type some more in there, please? I don't get what you're saying.
Yep.
Right? That's a huge perk to be able to actually ask the questions and interact and pick your brain while you're with us. And I think that makes it so much fun. And then there's a 24-hour lounge. Ellen, I don't know if you've been on there yet, but it is so cool because right before everybody goes on, there's about a 10-minute break in between the speakers. Everybody can pop in the lobby or the lounge and actually start meeting attendees. And I look at that as when I went to Vegas for a big conference, sometimes I'd hang out in the lobby of the hotel instead. Maybe I'd skip a speaker even because it wasn't something I was interested in. And I would hang out by the water cooler and I'd end up meeting somebody from another state, from another country. And next thing you know, I have a friend that I'm emailing or we're doing live streams. And so this platform, you're not going to just consume information. You can actually meet other attendees that could really help you, whether it's they give you a piece of advice, maybe they connect you with somebody else. You never know who you're going to meet. So this is a really different event, and that's why we call it an extravaganza and not a summit, right? And then lastly, it has what is called virtual interactive booths. And again, think about when you go to a real conference, there's usually tables set up and everybody's talking to the vendors and you're asking questions about their services and you might buy their book or you might book an appointment with them. The virtual booths work just like that. And attendees can be talking to the exhibitors live if they want, again, or they can just pop in and leave a message for them and ask for information for later or pick up their book or whatever. I just get blown away every time I'm in the software because it's not like any other event that I've been on virtually, and I hope that you as a speaker will experience that, why I think this is such a fun platform. And for those of you watching, I don't know if I told you this, or I don't think Ellen mentioned either, this event is totally free. All of our speakers generously live like with giving value. They really live by that motto. And they do it because they know that they want to help somebody and make an impact on the world. So I tell everybody when you're on my stage, it's not a pitch fest. It is
Yep.
about leading with value. Yes, you can make an offer. You can give out a downloadable freebie, an ebook, a gift, but that's only 2 to 3 minutes at the end. They get 20 to 30 minutes of solid content. And again, I think you're going to find that very different than a lot of the summits. What do you think, Ellen? Any thoughts on that?
Well, what I would add, Blaney, is I've been doing this a long time. And in my former life, I was like you, I spoke in front of hundreds of thousands of people. And when it's that large of a group, actually people don't want to raise their hand and ask a question, which is really interesting, is that sometimes we feel that we should know the answer to this question. And this type of format, I actually think it makes it easier for
Yes.
someone to feel that they should ask the question. Because I would tell everyone listening, and my mentor always asks this, come with questions. Like, take the time before the conference and ask yourself, what do you really want to get out of it? Because as Blaney said, while we would love to think that we're the one perfect person for everyone, it's know what you need to hear. Because then when you hear it, you're actually going to pay attention rather than the 500 or 1,000 person conference where you're just
Yes.
running around like a crazy person. This gives you the time to interact, to just really get comfortable with the speakers. And I think it's like this. Like, this is really comfortable.
Yeah.
It's And so for someone to be able to raise their hand, it's a little bit easier. So I would just encourage everyone, get excited about this, think about what you need to hear, and then intuitively pick and choose. If you have limited time, Pick what seems to be the best one. You won't hurt
Absolutely.
all of our feelings.
Absolutely. And we know you're not going to be able to watch all of the speakers live. Some of them are overlapping. So we do offer the recordings at a ridiculously low price because, again, we want to give value. The speakers are giving of their time. To come to this. So we want you to be able to watch things. And also, sometimes you do have to re listen to things. So we
Yep.
actually take the recordings, all the videos, we upload them in a membership area, and we actually turn them into a podcast. So if you are the type of person that wants to go on a walk and listen to some of the speakers, you can. So that's available for you. We also have a VIP package. Oh my gosh, our speakers are so giving. They donated different types of programs and gifts for a total of over $2,000 in value. And we have a special meet and greet. So if you want to rub elbows with the speakers, not all of them will be on, but most of them will try to make it on. Our
Yep.
exhibitors and our VIPs on Thursday night, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, you as a VIP, you can actually be in a very elite group and you can really get to know the speakers. And I'll tell you, again, that is the magic because just being able to have that proximity with them, even in a virtual space, is huge. And you can screenshot yourselves. Like right now, I could take the screenshot of Ellen and I together and go, "Ooh, look who I saw online. Look who I got to be in a room with," right? So the VIP pass is available as well for those of you that want to kind of take that investment in your business. And again, we are so excited because this event is only done twice a year. It does. I do plan on doing this someday again in person. My goal is to have the small business extravaganza, the SBE.com. But who knows when that'll happen. In the meantime, this event I think can be even more powerful because I can't afford to fly in 25 speakers from around the
Hmm.
world, but I can get them on my virtual stage, right?
Yep.
And again, I am just excited that I think it's really, we have some, you included that some of the most amazing, like you said, speakers that have spoken on international
Yep.
stages in person are actually showing up live for this event, and we're not charging you for it. So,
Yep.
again, I hope that you will go to SBV, it's MBX, excuse me, mbxsbve.com. Check it out, mbxsbve.com. Get your free pass. Show up for one, show up for as many as you can. Get in the lobby, get in the lounge, meet some attendees. And we also do some speed networking, Ellen, which is that one-to-one matching, which is super fun. So you might get a speaker in your one-to-one match. Who knows who's going to show up at those type of networking events. So it's virtual expo booths, interactive, like speed networking, and of course, the most amazing speakers on the planet gonna be here October 14th and 15th. Again, get your free pass. You'll see the calendar, bookmark who you want to make sure you are on live for. Pick the recordings up. Literally, it's like less than $2 a recording. It's ridiculously cheap, but we do that because we want to make sure you guys get everything out of this event because a lot goes into making this happen. I know you know that, Ellen, because you've spoken on stages. A lot goes on the back end of making this actually all go smooth. So, with the last couple of minutes here, what would you like to leave the audience with so they get fired up about getting a free pass and coming to check out your presentation?
So, a couple things. Remember that all the speakers were once in your shoes.
Hmm.
So, we've walked the walk. It's not that we just showed up and decided that this is what we wanted to do. Everybody has a heart for the people that they get to work with and why they prepared what they did. So, as Blaney has said, a lot of thought has gone in here. All the speakers care about the participants because we know every day that if you get one idea and it transforms your life, because I'll give you a snippet. The reason I talk about what I do is when I hired my mentor, he tripled my income in a year. Now, and all the speakers are going to have a story like that. Every single one of us have that. I'm not unique and special. So get excited about it because we've got the tools to help you do that.
Excellent. And this event is for anyone in any stage of their business,
Yep.
solopreneurs, small business owners, even sales professionals, direct sales. It doesn't matter if you're a startup or even if you're thinking of starting a business, you're going to get some great nuggets. What we started with in the beginning of this, you're going to get some great nuggets. You're going to walk away with some aha moments, and you're going to. But the key is, as you'll see when we talk about this, is you got to implement them though. So you don't want 72,000 aha golden nuggets because you'll never get them. You want to walk away with one golden nugget from each speaker that you get to, and then take the time to schedule and actually implementing it. Because that is, I think, the biggest thing. I've been to conferences, I get fired up, come home, and I do nothing. And so we don't want you to do that. We want to make sure that you take it and you put it into action. So I'm excited to see everybody. We cannot wait. It is literally a week away. I mean, we are just cranking it out here. Feel free to share this video if you're watching this on any of the platforms. Tag your friends, tag business owners, tag solopreneurs, tag someone that you know would benefit from attending an event like this. And of course, you yourself grab your own. So again, thanks so much. Thanks, Ellen, for being on here today. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to see your presentation next week.
I can't wait. And everybody, just get ready, buckle your seat, and get on for the ride.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we're going to log out here. Thanks again, everybody.